before we go to that, let's go to our first match, the tail of the tape. We have DeadDumble versus WaVeS. Let's take a look at what we're seeing right now. We see DeadDumble getting ready. WaVeS is in deep thought, looking at the sky. Webcam not quite working just yet, but we have DeadDumble there, ready to go. We have our undead versus human matchup, arch rivalry of the ages, and we're just about ready to get into the action. But without any further ado, does anybody have any questions before we jump in to our first matchup of the evening? Checking in that the players are ready, back to the lobby. These players have been training. They're ready to make their GNL Season 8 debuts in the next couple weeks. And we're not waiting any longer. We're jumping right into the games. We have our players. They're ready. DeadDumble is ready. He's focused. He's getting ready to play. WaVeS, human versus undead. Coming up next. And we're just getting loaded up here in Northern Isles, which is where we're going to get started. You can see we are in the 900 bracket. Our players are locked and loaded. They're ready to go. And here we are. Looks like WaVeS. Is he at his computer? Where you at, WaVeS? Do we need a regame? He is here. He is ready. WaVeS getting started. Now, we do have some beginner-level players here. What will we see from both DeadDumble and WaVeS? Both players have quite a bit of experience under their belt, but they are just getting started in their Warcraft journey. Thank you so much for the follow. Now, WaVeS, if you're watching this back later, would love to see this farm placed a little bit more up here, right next to your barracks, to get a nice little wall-off going right around here. This farm back here is going to do you a little bit of harm, and this could be a decent location for a tower. DeadDumble up in the top right of Northern Isles. Getting started quite well. And we'll see what DeadDumble opens up with in his GNL debut. This is perfectly balanced versus superstars in training. So this is their preseason match, and they are getting ready for an intense season, coming off the heels of one of the best GNL seasons ever. Season 7, we're jumping into the biggest season of all time at GNL with over 125 signups, Season 8. And to kick things off in our inaugural preseason matchup, we're going to have a Crypt Lord on Northern Isles versus the Archmage of WaVeS. And again, with your second farm here, WaVeS, would love to see that moved maybe a little bit over here. So move these farms forward, and you're going to have a pretty nice base layout.
A player's forces are under attack.
Sending out the Scout Footman, love to see that. Acolyte also down here. Both players very interested in what the other is doing. They need every advantage they can get. Sending the Acolyte down. He's going to be a nuisance. Archmage is now out and ready to get creeping. And Mr. WaVeS going to need to call some boys over, call some militia that's going to help out. Watch out for this Null Warden who's going to purge your Water Elemental. And not too bad. You got the purge baited onto the footy. Very nice. And Crypt Lord getting started as well. Hopefully your footy is going to get up there and see that. You should be looking for the opponent hero right now because you're going to need to make some adjustments into the mid-game when you are facing the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord doing quite a good job creeping up to start. Going to get a Ring of Todd +3. Definitely looking for a better item, and WaVeS has found it. WaVeS found the Claws +5. All right, and WaVeS moving on to the next creep camp. Not sure what WaVeS has in mind. Does he want to fast expo? Does he just want to play it safe and go one base? Looks like checking back on the 3 farm tech. We're going one base against Crypt Lord. Not sure if he knows about the Crypt Lord yet. The footy did scout this portion of the base. Didn't see fiends, but that doesn't tell you the whole story. DeadDumble finishing up this natural expo, no problem at all. Has plenty of summon units to do it. Finally finds that clause of attack that he was looking for, has the +9, and gets his expo started. Meanwhile, WaVeS down in the southwestern now part of Northern Isles. Going to finish up the Murloc camps on his side, but he's going to get met with an unwelcomed guest. The Crypt Lord and all of his summoned units are going to cause a big inconvenience to WaVeS right now. WaVeS may need to call some of the boys. Does he have any towers back at home? Clustering up a couple farms in the back here. Would love to see these spread out a little more up front. And the blacksmith out front. Not too bad. But now the blacksmith is being threatened by the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord going to work onto the peasant. No more peasants building out the blacksmith now. A couple militia called. Militia going to start going to work. Crypt Lord doing as much damage as he can to the footies. First footy down. WaVeS Archmage doing some damage to the ghouls. One ghoul now down. And now all that remains is one ghoul and the Crypt Lord summoned units. Crypt Lord's going to need to try to get some corpses as much as he can, but love to kill this critter. If you are DeadDumble, raise a couple more skeleton warriors to help you out. Archmage going to try to snipe an easy kill right here with a beetle and with an acolyte. That's going to get him that much closer to level 3 and that much closer to the power spike he's looking for, the level 2 water elemental. And WaVeS pretty good, defended the big push, and that's really the first step of what you have to do as a human player against Crypt Lord. You have to survive that opening push after the expo, but now you need to start thinking you have to crack this expo at some point, especially if you're just sitting on one base. A couple ways you could do that. I learned this the hard way the other week on ESL Cup. You could definitely do a push with some towers and mortars. A couple priests as well. Dispel really will help you out with all the summoned units of the Crypt Lord's arsenal. So you may want to consider Arcane Sanctum, Workshop, call some of the boys, tower this up, push it in before it becomes too strong. If you're DeadDumble, you have to keep going with the game plan. Get the Death Knight out, get the Lich out, prevent the expo from going down.
Players' forces are under attack.
DeadDumble continuing on along, takes the Beetle level 2 upgrade. And as expected, oh, actually, WaVeS taking Blizzard third. Would love to see Water Elemental level 2 or just a straight up retrain to level 2 Blizzard. Not sure if you want to spread out those spells one level each. You're definitely looking for that early game power spike with level 2 of one of those abilities, at least Blizzard or Water Elemental. Take your pick. But we'd love to see Water Elemental level 2 right now. It will help you out immensely with the creeping. It'll help you out immensely with the defenses and the inevitable attack you're going to need to do on the expo. Crypt Lord continuing creeping. Now the Scorpion Camp doing so. Losing a little bit of ghouls. Would love to see these pulled back. And keep in mind, you can attack your own units. Just one attack swipe. You can even cancel it. And that'll drop aggro on the target. So if this guy's getting targeted right here, you can just do an A click on your Skeleton Warrior. You can even cancel it midway through the attack animation. And the creep should drop aggro. WaVeS going with the rifle transition. Paladin coming out second. Paladin not a terrible choice, but Mountain King would certainly give you the attack damage and the defense capabilities you're going to need against the Crypt Lord early on. Paladin, I feel much better suited as your third hero. And hope to see Death Knight coming out soon
The town is under siege.
for Mr. DeadDumble. Creeping up the laboratory. You might even want to snipe a couple reveals on the main base of your human opponent. Make sure nothing fishy's going on.
A player's forces are under attack.
Watch out with that lightning shield as well. Don't want to deal any inadvertent damage to your opponents, and you need to keep your army count high, because now look what's happening. WaVeS has the 44 food army. DeadDumble only at 37
Town
supply.
is under siege.
I don't know if DeadDumble has the unit count now to deal with this rifle push. A lot of damage going to be coming from WaVeS, and WaVeS going to be able to heal up these riflemen.
A player's force.
Not the best impale in the world. Would have loved to get some of these rifles involved in that as well. Level 4 Crip Lord going to be quite powerful if he can stay alive. That's the secret here. Ghoul very wounded. Going to bring him back home, back onto the Blight, put him to work. He'll get healed up in no time. Crip Lord knows he's in danger of the Holy Light. Needs to retreat back. DeadDumble now needs to do what it takes to hold this Expo down. These 2 Nerubian towers surely going to help. Pops the Divine Shield early. The normal damage Nerubian Tower is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to these rifles over time, but they're okay for now. Blizzard now looking quite effective against the repairing Acolytes, forcing them back to the goal by 1. Acolyte falls, and so does a Beetle. Paladin level 2, going to be able to easily snipe down this Ghoul, but the Ghoul is chopping away at the Rifleman. Want to avoid any Ghoul damage on your rifles. Bringing the Crypt Fiends back, but one of them pays the price. 3 Fiends now in decent position, but we're going to want to micro these injured Fiends back. They're taking quite a bit of damage, and the Impale's not quite as juicy as you're looking for. Definitely want to get a lot of his backline in on those Impales. Now pretty low on mana. This is where you need the Death Knight. The Death Knight DeadDumble is the secret to holding this push right now. All those Death Coils, healing up your Fiends, healing up your Crypt Lord. Makes you sustain longer. Also gives you some offensive capability. The next Fiend down. No more Fiends remain, and now WaVeS has the upper hand, but the Paladin is now blocked in the base. Acolyte's going to work on the Ziggurat. Paladin blocked in and will pay the price with his life. Crypt Lord takes the Paladin down, gets level 4.5. Nerubian towers continue to deal damage to these riflemen, chipping away at the health if he's not careful. There's no more Holy Lights available because the Paladin is done with. Until he gets revived. Pulls the Rifleman out just in time. Has 5 health, but needs to be extra careful. We'd love to see the Priest manually getting heal cast on there, but the Crypt Lord has no time for that. Takes him down. Archmage closing down some of these Ghoul kills, and 2 Riflemen's now down for WaVeS. WaVeS needs to be careful. Start salvaging everything he can from these Riflemen as 1 more rifle falls. Level 5 now awarded to the Crypt Lord. Much more powerful Beetles now. 22 to 27 damage, 440 health. It could be much harder to take down, and no Priests for this belt. That's the end of the rifle army for WaVeS. WaVeS now only has 1 rifle, 1 water elemental, and the very fragile Archmage. Archmage needs to be careful right now. Needs to consider TPing out. Pops the big heal pot. It is going to be enough to keep him in the battle for that much longer. Rifleman in vulnerable position. Very exposed right now in the front. Going to be able to take quite a bit of damage from these Beetles. Beetles are going to really go to town on these Riflemen. Mortar teams now involved. These will help push down the Expo immensely, but DeadDumble did what he came here to do, and that was defend the Expo at all costs and preserves the economy lead. As I said before, we'd love, love, love to see Death Knight and Lich come out for your Crypt Lord, but perhaps you're just power creeping up to 5. Now you're at level 5. Not going to be able to get past level 5 with just the creeps. Going to need unit kills now. And that's the only way you're going to push this Crypt Lord into level 6. Let's see what big-time item we're going to get from the Magnetar. Django of Endurance, very nice item. Going to get a minimized Endurance aura. I call it level 0.75. Just a little bit weaker than level 1. But a very nice aura indeed. Especially when you don't have the Death Knight granting any sort of unholy aura, no movement speed increase. Endurance aura going to help you out a little bit there and give you some attack speed boost. WaVeS calculated, figuring out what he wants to do next. WaVeS has his eye on the prize, has his eye on the Expo, going to head north on Northern Isles and try to chip away at this Expo, remove the economy advantage that DeadDumble has been enjoying for the better part of this matchup. Blizzard and Mortar teams going to work on the Nerubian Towers. Acolytes in there, involved, trying to get this repaired. First Nerubian Tower falls. Now the attack damage going on to the Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends, all the boys are here. A decent impale, gets the Paladin, gets a couple Militia as well. Fiends going to work onto the Militia. Not many more Militia remain, but a healthy amount of Riflemen into the back line. A lot of damage getting focused onto the Crypt Lord now, but the ghouls have been pulled to deal some damage and keep the mortar teams busy. Mortar teams need to respect that and need to get out of the vicinity of the melee damage of the ghouls. Crypt Fiends falling quite low. Blizzard now trying to zone out the ghouls, keep DeadDumbles. Crypt Fiends moving. Crypt Fiends are just basking in the ice shards of the Blizzard. Level 6 granted, but not enough. DeadDumble calls GG. Going to the winner cam point of view. WaVeS with Game 1 victory. Well done. Very nice game played to WaVeS. Gonna get the next game started. And what'd you all think of that game? Who did you have your money on? And we could probably start getting some channel predictions in here. I gotta open up that screen. And again, back over to the tail of the tape just so we could take a look at what we are witnessing right now. DeadDumble thinking about how he needs to make a comeback from this match. He's been training against Human, struggling a little bit against Human. But he had a pretty good early game there. I think a big mistake was not getting the extra heroes, not having the Death Knight, not having the Lich. Was definitely a big setback. But hopefully we're going to be able to correct that right now. DeadDumble looking to make a comeback versus WaVeS right now. Take this, have it go the distance. Just waiting for our players to race up, and we're about to get started. So after a nail-biter of Game 1, we're heading into Game 2. Best of 3 series. DeadDumble versus WaVeS. WaVeS has the series right now. 1-0. Going to update the score sheet. And any minute now, we're going to be on Tidehunters. All right, our players are in. Tidehunters is ready. Our players are ready. The viewers are ready. Let's jump into it. Game 2 on Tidehunters. And we'll see if DeadDumble will correct some of the mistakes from Game 1. Had a pretty good Crypt Fiend early game. Got the Expo up safely. Was able to put pressure on the Human player. However, I think a big missed opportunity was no Death Knight, no Lich. Huge, huge power spikes for the Undead player. Missed out on. And as you can see, he was going for the level 6, but no value really coming out of the level 6. WaVeS with a slightly better build. Would love to see this farm placed up here instead of back there. Out in front. Back here doesn't do too much good, and also want to figure out if you want to wall off or leave a path open. Archmage coming on out. As is the Death Knight, so going a little more standard this time. A lot of balanced discussion in the chat. Love to see it. Everyone's race. needs a buff. How about that? Unbiased. Death Knight about to be out, and he's about to get started creeping. Curious to see what DeadDumble has in store. Archmage has plenty of room to navigate the main base. Acolyte free to patrol around. Going to go for the 4-farm potential expo. Depending on your route here, also love to see this crept out a lot. This orange camp, very popular first target. Get you that much closer to level 2. Pull the militia over as well. Pretty much wherever you're creeping first, definitely want to pull those militia over. You could hotkey them into group 2. You could get a group of 3 or 4 or 5 together, however many you need. Hit 2, hit the hotkey, send them on over. Well crept by DeadDumble. Picks up the slippers. And WaVeS, not sure if you have movement formation on. Looks like you do. So if you're watching this back, click this. Make sure it's off. You want to see them not in a triangle. You want to see them unclustered like this. When you have them in movement formation, everybody moves as fast as the slowest unit in the control group. So your Archmage moves as slow as the Footman. Or as slow as the Water Elemental, which is even slower. So definitely turn this off. It looks like this when it's on. Looks like that when it's off. Keep it off.
A player's forces are under attack.
Tip number 2 for you, definitely get some militia creeping included in your initial creep routes. DeadDumble going for the giant sea turtle camp. Looks like he is going to be able to handle it and pulls the Acolyte down. Going to be looking to get another quick expo, this time with the Death Knight. WaVeS wants to claim the shop territory. Will get it. Has enough money to buy boots if he wanted to, but unfortunately for him, he does have his control groups on, so the boot's not going to have much value on the Archmage until he turns this off.
A player's forces are
if he buys
attack.
It. Went for the circlet. Not a bad purchase at all, but you can see the Archmage moving quite slow. You need to turn that movement formation off. And the Death Knight is about to get a visit from some footmen, but some of these footmen are easy targets with the Death Coil. 81 mana, has enough mana for an offensive Death Coil if he so chooses. More damage onto the Skeleton Warriors. WaVeS trying to take out as much of the summoned army as possible. Also, WaVeS, you probably want to start targeting some of these ghouls. DeadDumble getting as much value as he can out of this initial encounter. Correctly right-clicking the Death Knight. Now DeadDumble has to respect that, has to back off. And is going to bring his 28 supply army back onto the Blight. All the Acolytes are here, ready to start mining soon. DeadDumble's going to have another economic advantage, but with that, he needs to turn that into a supply advantage. WaVeS getting some good damage done onto the Murloc Huntsman. We'll be able to clean this camp up, get the level 3, and hopefully this time we do see a level 2 Water Elemental. Back on over to the DeadDumble encampment. Gonna go for the Sea Giant camp. Gotta be careful of this Pulverize. It is random. You never know just how often it's gonna proc, and looks like he got pretty lucky there. Not too many procs. WaVeS hasn't skilled an ability yet. Would have loved to see the level 2 Water Elemental picked first before summoning the Water Elemental. It's a huge power spike up from the level 1 Water Elemental. So definitely pay attention to that every time. And did skill Blizzard again. Not quite sure how much value you're going to get out of spreading into 1/1/1. Would love to see 2/1 Water Elemental Brilliance or 2/1 Blizzard Brilliance.
Are under attack.
if you're that much of a fan of Blizzard. However, early game, Water Elemental level 2, quite powerful. Going to bring some of the militia over potentially for a tier 2 expansion. Paladin might be stuck in the main base, unfortunately. Just bring a couple peasants over, chop that. Another tip, I believe all units come out of the bottom right or the bottom left. I forget which one it is. So what you want to do is rally outside, like the top right, because it goes, I believe it goes counterclockwise if it can't go top right. So I like to go top right, and then shift-click rally. So rally first, shift-click. Same with the barracks. Prevent your rifles from getting stuff. So right-click here, and then shift-click your hero after that. That guarantees the units spawn here, and then go to follow your hero. WaVeS opting not to expo this time. Gonna just head on back to the main base. Get an Arcane Vault up. Paladin is free. Definitely want to bring him out. Start getting him crept up. Death Knight level 3. And would love to see a Lich as soon as the tier 2 is done.
A player's forces are under attack.
DeadDumble doing a good job taking as much damage as possible on the summoned units. You want to keep that going all game long. The more damage your summoned units are taking, the better you're doing, the less damage your irreplaceable units are taking, less coils you need to use. Also a nice Robe of the Magi sitting there just waiting for somebody to pick it up. That item can't be left on the ground for too long. Gotta go pick that one up. Don't leave it there. Paladin running out. Unfortunately, lost a footman here. Want to take a little bit more damage on your water elementals, and the level 2 water elemental allows you to take and creep so much easier. Nice Belt of Giant Strength for the Paladin. Let's make sure you picked up that robe. Didn't pick up the robe, and this is the risk you take when you don't pick it up immediately. I believe it's sitting right here, right now. As soon as that item drops, if it's available, hopefully you pick it up. Hopefully you see it. Please, please, DeadDumble, go get it. Your Lich would love that item. All right, let's keep an eye on this. Come on, you got it. There you go. Very good. Crisis averted. If you're planning on building an expo here, definitely bring a couple militia over to help power build, and you got a couple units left in the middle of the map. Unfortunately, you're going to know about it now. You're going to get a notification. Lich now on the board. Definitely going to help out DeadDumble with a little bit of the DPS output, and one rifle going to pay the price for being out of position. Another rifleman, unfortunately, going to fall as well for Mr. WaVeS. Priest out on the board. Priest going to help out quite a bit with the healing capabilities. But typically against DK Fiends, I expect to see some statues as well. Definitely want to get teched up to Knights as soon as you can. Knight's probably one of the best units in the game to counter Crypt Fiends. Priests are alright, and then you definitely want to start thinking about some gyros. Oh, and a couple too many units on the gold mine. Pointed out in the chat. Thank you. So always keep an eye on this. It's easy to lose track, especially when you're busy with so many things going on. Not going to hurt you too much, but it is 3 extra supply that could be chopping some wood. But you seem to have enough wood at the moment. Not going to hurt you too much, but something to check out next time. Also would be really nice pulling this Archmage back. Get that Paladin up to level 3. That level 2 Holy Light's going to be a huge increase in healing capability. Meanwhile, DeadDumble going on for the big boy camp. Gonna tank with the Lich, gonna heal it up. Probably a little too early on the heal there. Lich probably could have taken quite a bit more damage. You need to be careful now. This Granicle does so much damage, and the Lich does get healed in time. DeadDumble playing with fire, living on the edge. Bringing the Lich back. Doesn't want to make that mistake twice.
Player's forces are under attack.
And for his troubles, he's going to get the War Song Battle Drums. Very nice. Meanwhile, WaVeS going for the level 3. Wants the level 3 on the Paladin. He's going to get it from this creep camp. Also wants that level 5 from the Archmage. And this is where splitting, I think, is going to hurt you quite a bit. You could have level 3 Blizzard, level 2 Brilliance. The level 2 Brilliance, more mana regen for your Priests, more mana regen for your Pally, and potentially more mana regen for your third hero and your Spellbreakers. Having that Brilliance level 2 instead of a level 1 Water Elemental, which does not scale well into this point in the game. You need to have that level 2 or level 3 at this point. Nice usage of the Blizzard. Going to force these Acolytes to respect it, but they like the cold. They like the pain. Nice micro of the Rifleman back into safety. Nice Death Coil onto the injured Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend taking quite a bit of damage. Blizzard now AoEing down the Crypt Fiend backline, taking quite a bit of damage. First rifle falls. Death Knight chopping away at the Paladin. Focus fire onto the Death Knight early. Divine Shield popped from the Paladin. And again, WaVeS splitting those spells. Would love to see just level 1 Divine Shield or level 1 Devotion Aura with the level 2 Holy Light. That level 2 Holy Light's going to be able to heal this Rifleman right now up to full. Nice usage of Frost Nova. Just like that, DeadDumble has defended the Expo. Thank you for the follow, Method Man. All right, WaVeS. Taking a rest. Doing the calculations. Figuring out what's next. As DeadDumble going for a third base. WaVeS would love to see some more peasants helping this boy out. I could think of 3 peasants looking for work to do. And just make sure if you're going to pull these lumber ones off, you might want to just return the wood back home first, because now you run the risk of running into the gold mine and basically deleting the lumber. If you're sharp, you can rally point this town hall and then rally point the gold mine to return the lumber before going to the gold mine. But ideally, you just want to return it here. Get the value now. Get it up front. Also might want to move a couple of these guys over closer to the lumber mill. Let's check on DeadDumble. DeadDumble sitting at 70 supply, feeling good. Really wants to take this game the distance.
A player's forces are under attack.
DeadDumble. No shortage of Crypt Fiends. Has the statues. May even want to consider some destroyers, especially as knights could be a threat. Also got to think about the gyros that could be coming. Nice counter to the knights are banshees. Be able to possess those very strong melee units. Unfortunately, going to lose one of the Crypt Fiends. Just a minor execution detail there. Can easily fix that up. And WaVeS, unfortunately, going to see that DeadDumble was here. And DeadDumble has the drums. All right, now, most of the map is crept out. We do have the Sea Giant camp by the main base. Archmage wandering a little far out of position. Don't want to wander too far out. Nice Blizzard cast onto the front line of DeadDumble. DeadDumble going to have to respect this and move out of it. Death Knight getting some surface area onto the Rifleman. Paladin right in the face of DeadDumble. Pops Divine Shield right there. Going to stay there for the next 15 seconds. Rifleman starting to fall one by one by one. Has plenty of Frost Novas, plenty of Death Coils in the bag. Archmage blizzarding, raining down on the Crypt Fiends. Takes one down. Lich taking quite a bit of damage from the Focus Fire, but there's so many Death Coils ready to heal this Lich back up to full if he needs to. DeadDumble smartly going for the Dark Ranger as a third hero. Going to be able to help out quite a bit. Has silence, has black arrow. Lich healed back up with the heal pot. Now Paladin taking quite a bit of damage. Believe Divine Shield off cooldown, not able to be popped. Paladin falls. Archmage, it will be the next target of DeadDumble. DeadDumble is this Archmage one nuke away. Coil Nova going out. Archmage tripping over his own units, unfortunately. Archmage not going to be able to make it out. Reveal cast. Just in case any funny business anyone tried to burrow. GGWP, we're going to game 3. We're going the distance. All right, very well done. DeadDumble correcting his mistakes. Did get the tri-hero. And for his corrections, he's going to find himself in the finale. Best of 3. Let's correct all the scoreboards, get all this stuff updated. 1-1. And we'll figure out the map, figure everything that there is to know here. But first, let's take a look at our winner of last game. Look at that victory dance. Look at him go. He's feeling it. He feels confident. He's ready to go. DeadDumble wants to take this to game 3. All right, we just need a quick little water break from WaVeS, 2 minutes. And then we'll be right back into the action. All right, well, how are you all doing tonight? Unfortunately, haven't been able to see the chat. These damn sunglasses are so dark. I can't see anything. So if someone knows Dr. Disrespect and can have him teach me how he does this every day, that'd be great. But really, right now, I'm just doing this for Halloween. This is my Halloween costume. So I'm not going to see you guys for Halloween. Probably not. We got a big tournament this weekend. We got the War 3 Champions Season 8 tournament. Back to Warcraft's where you're going to find it. So want to have a little Halloween fun with all of you on a great night, fight night. All right, our players are in the lobby. I am Ric Flair. So if you know the wrestler Ric Flair, I'm Ric Flair. All right, players are deciding on the map. Autumn Leaves is going to be it. Just make sure our players are ready. All right, our players are ready, and let's get a live look at DeadDumble. He's ready. He's got the StarCraft 2. He's got the attire. He is a gamer. He has all the monitors in the back. If he wants to put my stream on, he could put my stream on, Baron's stream, back to Warcraft, all at the same time, and play the game. A man of many talents. He's here ready to go. He's ready for game 3, as are all of us. It's 1-1. It's all tied up, and we have a nail-biter of our series, our first Fight Night best of 3. And we're going to Autumn Leaves. And yes, this Ric Flair, I'm getting feathers all over the place. Feathers everywhere. Hope you're all having a great time tonight. We have a couple more best of 3s coming. We have the People's Champ, Grinchy, performing soon, competing soon. And a couple other GNL legends as well on deck. DeadDumble coming off of the heels of a big victory. Ready to close the series out. WaVeS, base build looking a little bit better each game. Just want to move this farm maybe up right here. I like this right here. Farm's looking good. Barracks looking good. Altar looking good. Just maybe a nice little farm right here. Maybe a tower behind it. Very offensive position tower. Or you can put the tower back here. A little more defensive. Archmage coming on out. Now, if I were you, WaVeS, I would right-click the rally point right here. Right here. Barracks. I'd put the rally right here. And then shift-click my hero. Make sure no units, for whatever reason, get put back here. Because then they get stuck. And it'll happen to you. It might not happen on this map. Might not happen on the next map, but I guarantee you it'll happen to you. So best to get into the habit of doing some good rallies. All right, and the Death Knight coming on out. Death Knight is here. Bought the Wombo combo. The skull and the rod. Gonna get creeping up. And maybe even think about...
A player's forces are under
Expo, wait a minute. Maybe a misclick? Oh no, DeadDumble. I think that was a misclick. I would imagine that was a misclick. So that's going to set you back quite a bit, but it's not something you can't recover from. You could definitely make a recovery. Keep your head straight. Don't let the early mistakes get to you. The game is still so early. So much opportunity. Especially at this level. Anyone can make critical mistakes at any point in the game, at any level. Happens at 900, happens at 1200, 1500. Keep your head up. Keep moving. Stick to the game plan. WaVeS going to go 10 to this Acolyte. Probably don't need the full army to go after this Acolyte. Could probably just send a couple of the boys. Meanwhile, keep creeping. Because what is this Acolyte doing? He's closing the gap between his mistake and your mistake. He made the mistake of the TP. You are no longer creeping as efficiently as you can. Also keep in mind the movement formation. Toggle it off. Don't want the triangle down here. You want it to look like this. Keep that off. And now, unfortunately, you really need the level 2 here. You're going to need that Brilliance Aura to be able to produce as many water elementals as possible. As DeadDumble making his way, has the agility boots, has the rod, and a very well-defended Arcane Tower. That's going to be very, very hard to crack. But you're also taking up a little bit of space from building, you know, Arcane, or like a Lumber Mill Arcane Workshop. Maybe another barracks here for Tier 3. If the Expo works out. And thanks to the new autumn leaves, this is a little bit different to creep out.
The player's forces are under attack.
All right, and WaVeS getting caught up in creep, getting caught up in levels. Finally caught up to the Death Knight. Now both heroes at level 2.6. And DeadDumble going to keep it moving. Waste little time. DeadDumble loves going for the Expos. As WaVeS thinking about the Sludge Camp. And now, WaVeS, I would love to see you take Water Elemental level 2 instead of Blizzard. I know you love Blizzard. Would love to see you take level 2 Water Elemental. And if you like Blizzard, retrain it later. You can retrain it later. Or take it initially. But Water Elemental really helps with the creeping. Lost a ghoul here, unfortunately. DeadDumble. Remember, you could re-aggro the creeps onto your summoned units, as long as the creep is below level 5. You can check out the article on warcraft-gym.com. They do have a creep mechanics article in the Learning Center. Definitely reference that. Learn all the tips and tricks of creeping. You want to be able to creep as efficiently as possible because you do need all of your units for your defenses your pushes. Oh, that helps out tremendously. And WaVeS has his eye on level 4. Both players have their expos up. Both players have economic equality. On 2 base, going for the double crypt as the Fiend production begins. All right, and the Illusioned Archmage. Love to see this. Love to see the scouting. So important. Big difference between the higher level and the lower level players is scouting. And love to see WaVeS getting it done. WaVeS checking out all the gold mines.
A player's force is
Gathering
under
all
attack.
the information that he can. And thank you for the follow, Bektekis. Did I play you this week? I think I played you in ESL Cup. Good game. Got beat with the Crypt Lord strat. But now I know. Now I know what to do. I listened to Coach Carson.
A player's forces are under attack.
DeadDumble going out for one of the green camps, one of the easier camps. Meanwhile, WaVeS going to get level 4 from this creep camp. Did take the level 2 ornamental. Big improvement from the last couple games. This is going to help you creep immensely. Look at this. This ornamental able to survive this whole creep camp and then some. And not only that, they're dealing so much damage. 33. Don't forget the item. You could drop one of these claws if you'd like. Mountain King can come back and grab it later. Or if you're feeling good, try to head over to the shop and sell it.
Player's forces are
Although
under
it's pretty
attack.
far. DeadDumble going to continue on with the expos. Going to take this gold mine next. Taking quite a bit of damage on the Death Knight. Not sure this is the unit you want taking all the damage, as you can't heal it. Would love to see the Crypt Fiends tanking this instead. Get him healed up. And you probably healed that Crypt Fiend a little early. Keep in mind you have 400 healing with the level 2 Death Coil. When these units hit 150 health, that's about when you want to heal them. You know, gauging based on how much DPS they're taking. So you don't want to get too greedy, but you definitely want to maximize the value out of that level 2 Death Coil.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, DeadDumble amassing the Crypt Fiends. WaVeS unfortunately going to lose a couple footmen as well. Need to be careful with the level 6. The level 6 creeps have a little bit different AI from the others. They do like to target low health units. Death Knight coming in to claim some footies of his own. And now, just like that, the supply gap has widened drastically. 56 supply to 41 supply. DeadDumble now has a significant lead. And the second hero is out, Lich and Mountain King. I thought I saw the Scroll the Beast somewhere. Is it still over here? Hope it's not. I hope it gets picked up and sold or used. Feels bad when it's just sitting on the grounds. I have plenty of lumber peasants, but WaVeS very short on lumber. If you don't have the level 1 lumber upgrade, definitely get it. Let's see what your peasants are coming back with. Oh, I can't see, unfortunately. They come back with 20. Okay, so you have the level 1. Gods WC3, thank you so much for the sub. And Soft Ice Cream, good luck on your game later. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate the support, everybody. All right, and Mr. WaVeS heading on down. Another sub coming on in. Brickball, thank you. Appreciate all of you. Oh, it was a gifter from Nebulous. Nebulous, coach. Nebulous. Thank you so much for the gifters. 10 gifters.
A player's
You
forces
are a
are
legend,
under
my
attack.
friend, and thank you for the help last night while I was not sure how to beat Crypt Lord. Unfortunately, read your advice after the game. But it is advice I will take forward with me to the next one. So some subbers. We have Cauterizer, Carson, Dragon, Glass Cannon, Rhino, a.k.a. Hippo, Slay Day, and Endo Zero. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, Nega Nebulous. All right, let's look at the state of the game. 44 supply for the human. If you're human, you need to keep an eye on the undead composition. What do you see? You see a lot of fiends. What does that mean? Knights. Definitely going to want to start thinking about knights. You're seeing a lot of Crypt Fiends coming out. You're about to have an 80 supply army of just Crypt Fiends that would absolutely be obliterated. Obliterated by knights. Definitely want to get up to tier 3 ASAP. Mortars will help a little bit as well, especially with frag shards.
Players' forces are under attack.
But no immediate threat. At this point in the game, since there's no destroyer threat, even sorceresses aren't too bad. I only see 2 statues, which means I'm not really expecting a destroyer threat at the moment. Highly unlikely that those are going to get morphed unless they're in danger. Want to keep those statues on the ground as the undead player. And 10 more gifters from Nega Nebulous. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You're too much.
Players' forces are under attack.
And WaVeS, I appreciate the split creeping efforts, but you're going to need to get back and defend home base. Mountain King needs to pick this item up and get to work. You have an attack on your hands. First rifle falls. Rifle slightly out of position. Bringing the Mountain King up. Mountain King has plenty of surface area. Does get the first Thunderclap off. And a Crypt Feed falling quite low. No Death Coil in time for it. Priest also going to pay the price. Out of position. Archmage falling quite low. Down to half health. Mountain King, not the best Thunderclap in the world, but decent. Would like to get a little more surface area there. And now the nukes have begun. Death Coil Nova onto the Mountain King. Mountain King falls. DeadDumble has his sights set on the remainder of the Rifleman army. Archmage quite weak and in nuke territory. Especially once this Lich gets level 3, it's going to be game over for the Archmage. Knights are coming out. Misrallied units up here. Need to get them into the battle ASAP. Fortunately, here come the nukes. Here comes the coil. Here comes the Nova and the Orbit Corruption auto attacks onto the Archmage. Does pop the TB in time. TP and back to the main base. All right, now the towers trying to get their money's worth, putting in a lot of work onto the Crypt Fiends. Arcane Tower trying to feed back as much mana as possible. Peasants blocking the Deathblade from getting further back into the base. But DeadDumble smells victory. He wants it bad. Just a couple more peasant kills, and that Lich is going to be in really dangerous territory. There he is, level 3. Here comes the level 2 Nova. Now the undead nuking capability just got that much scarier. Here come the Knights. Knights will be able to deal a ton of damage to the Crypt Fiends, but not sure if there's enough. Fiends are going to be able to focus fire these Knights down and take care of them before they're too much of a threat. If you had 4 to 5, you might have been able to make some dents here. And unfortunately, too many Fiends. Rifles starting to come on in. The boys are called. Militia are here. Mortar teams are here. Priests are here. And it looks like for the day, the battle is won for WaVeS. You have defended the Expo for the time being, but it's just a matter of time before an even more deadly DeadDumble comes back for vengeance.
The town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
And the ghouls coming to wreak havoc onto the home base. Arcane Tower is going to start dealing a little bit of damage to the ghouls. We'll be able to handle them. But one Arcane Tower going to take quite a bit of damage. Thank you so much for the subs to Invigorate, Crazy Bez, Cloud Mephisto, Baron, HK Raziel, Fourth Age, good luck in your game later, Dust, Deuce, Get Rich Brothers, Some Kinda Blue, and In Panic, Lel. Thank you again, Nega Nebulous. That's 20 gifters. A legend. And a cute cat. Looks like my cat. His cat, not him. His cat. All right, the Knights are continuing to be produced. You could probably cancel the Riflemen at this point. You just need Knights. All you're seeing right now is Fiends. DeadDumble, you probably also want to diversify your army a little bit. Consider some Destroyers. Destroyers would melt the Knights, also be able to devour any inner fire threat that could be coming, even though the Priests are rank 0. Definitely want to get these statues back into the battle. Statues take quite a bit of damage. You're now going to be missing out on the mana and the health regen, but you just might have enough Crypt Fiends to take care of business here. Death Knight is so strong right now. Has the Boots of Quel'Thalas, has the Periapt. But no TP scroll, so you got to get it done here. WaVeS calls it. GG it is. DeadDumble takes the best of 3 series. GG, well played. And there he is, our winner of the day, DeadDumble. Yeah. Love it. All right, and we're going to get ready for a post-game interview with DeadDumble. Don't go anywhere. Just got to get that all set up right now. All right, we have this. Let's get him on the call. And any questions anyone has in chat, please post them. Where are you? I know you're on here somewhere. Here we go. How do I call you?
Well, hello, hello.
Mr. DeadDumble, congratulations on your victory, besting WaVeS. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I can't lie. After that first game, I thought it was going to be a quick 2-0, but I managed to pull it back.
So game 1, you did go with the Crypt Lord. You had level 6 at the end of the day. Did you intentionally go just one hero, or did you mistakenly not get Death Knight Lich?
I mistakenly not got Death Knight. Traditionally, when I go Crypt Lord, I don't actually tend to get the Lich, because usually I try to transition to a little bit of a later game and go into the Meat Wagons plus the Necromancers to just have absolute mass swarm type units. Think of a very Zerg-like composition from StarCraft 2 is the general idea, but he ended up putting enough pressure on that secondary. I didn't actually get my macro done well enough, so he held that strategy off pretty well by forcing me to stay very aggressively in the mid game.
Absolutely. And game 2, WaVeS did get the best of you. What do you think you could have changed in game 2 to turn that around?
I think it was just going through and getting the macro up on time, making sure I was hitting my timings right, making sure that I was paying attention to my production, and maybe doing a little bit more harassment, trying to find him out on the map, being able to interrupt his creeping a little bit more, and ensure that his hero levels couldn't quite get as high, and give me a little bit of a better opportunity to kind of stifle his progress, interrupt his macro, try and take up his APMs, so that way he's the one having to really work hard to make sure his macro's on top of things, whereas I can move a little bit more comfortably.
Gotcha. And then game 3, we did see the early TP at the first creep camp. I assume that had to have been a mistake. And how did you keep your mind steady, not focus on the early mistakes, but stay focused on the end goal and win the game?
Yeah, it's a funny thing. I use a little bit of a compact keyboard every once in a while. I will accidentally hit the TP button. It's why last season when I was playing GNL, a lot of people noted when they were commentating on my games, I actually moved my my TP down to the very bottom left of the inventory, so that way I don't accidentally hit it, and I can purposely do that. But I think it's just like anything else. Just because you're behind or playing from a little bit of a deficit doesn't mean it's over. Particularly, as we kind of get into GNL or in any kind of tournament set or series, you kind of want to just have that mindset of it's not over until it is completely over. So it's a little setbacks can be challenging, but you try and look for those points to outplay. You look for the opportunity to keep pressing forward and see what you can kind of get. You made mistakes. That doesn't mean they won't make them either. And if you can make them make mistakes, even better.
Absolutely. Well, a very great best of 3 series. You're coming into GNL season 8, or is it season 9 now? I've lost count.
I think it's season 9.
Season 8. I got it on. I got a graphic on my streamer. Season 8.
Close enough. It's season 8.
What are your expectations? What do you think about your team? And your captain is watching in the chat. Any words for your captain?
Well, the team looks great so far. They've been really communicating a lot, trying to set up practice times, really trying to work with one another, which I think if we want to have success this season, that's probably going to be what you want to do. You want to have people who are really taking as much advantage of GNL as humanly possible. We got a lot of great coaches. We got a lot of great players. Everybody's coming together to make this really awesome experience, help people improve, grow, and progress. And I think if we want to have a good season, it's just all about taking advantage of that. So Baron, I hear there's something along the lines of rigged that seems to come into play, so I'm hoping that turns to my advantage at some point. Fairly new with that, but looking forward to that. He seems like a great coach. Love watching his stream as well, so it's definitely a lot of inspiration in the crowd, and coming from such a low MMR point, I'm really looking forward to the improvements I can make to my overall play, start to compete up a little bit higher.
Very nice. Well, to quote Baron in the chat, depends on how much you pay him. So start saving up, start investing in crypto. Anything you got to do to get that wallet up and feed it all over to Baron. You'll have a great GNL, I promise you.
There we go.
You pay him. But great game, DeadDumble. Again, I hope to see you in one of the fight nights in the next weeks. We'd love to have you back. And good luck in GNL Season 8 this year.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. And thanks for hosting.
Absolutely. Anytime. There he is, everybody. DeadDumble.